Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be talking about angelic initiation and a little bit of a reframe on what we often refer to as tower moments or the dark night of the soul. And I'm going to reframe this and talk about this in terms of an angelic initiation. So what I'm talking about here are moments in your life that feel like a crumbling. So this can often be leaving a relationship, leaving a significant relationship. It could be leaving a job, changing career, moving home. It could be moving country. It could be any sort of death and crumbling and rebirth cycle that you're in your life. So a lot of times these are our deepest initiations, these times when things that we hold dear to us disappear or transform from our life. These times when we feel the things that we deeply know are no longer our stability. So we can have this kind of an ego death. We could be experiencing an actual death, like a death of someone close to us. Or more than likely, we're just experiencing a death and rebirth cycle. So I'm going to talk about these really key moments in your death and rebirth cycles and how through a process of deep emotional alchemy you could actually come to see these moments as an angelic initiation. So a lot of time in spirituality or personal development or wherever you're coming from, we talk about these dark nights of the soul and these times where things are really, really challenging, and we focus a lot on that sense of, you know, the darkness and, you know, the challenge, and that this is where our attention goes. So my reframe today for you is that whilst these deep shadow emotions and these times of deep loss, deep grief, or letting go of whatever it might be are, you know, deeply turbulent, they can also be part of your angelic initiation. So if you have incarnated here on planet Earth at this time, there's a high chance that you also have a deep connection with the angelic realms. So these angelic realms want to bring light in and through you, and they want to birth the consciousness of fearlessness, compassion, service, and unconditional love through you. So all of those things already exist within you, and they also exist above us in the angelic realms and angelic consciousness. In my experience, a lot of times when we're experiencing these deep tower moments or these deep crumblings or these deep letting go or these deep ego deaths is when we're actually getting activated further into our angelic consciousness. Or if that word throws you off, angelic consciousness, just think of those things I said: fearlessness, compassion, service, and unconditional love. So all of those things are being birthed even stronger through you. Through these of the time, as we elevate in our consciousness journey, we can actually throw ourselves a little bit deeper into these death and rebirth cycles with consciousness. So when you first experience, you know, your first death rebirth experience in your life, it was probably something external and you probably didn't know what was happening. You probably felt like that experience was happening to you and not necessarily for you. As you develop further along your spiritual journey, you come to understand that absolutely everything is happening for you and for your highest evolution. Even if it doesn't make sense at the time, you can work into a deeper trust that at a soul level, every experience is shaping you and bringing you further back into your divinity and into your divine energetic blueprint, including your angelic consciousness of love, fearlessness, and service. So, looking at this, let's take the example of throwing yourself a little deeper into your death and rebirth cycle. So an example of this might be leaving a relationship. So you might be in a relationship that you feel is not healthy for you, that is not completely aligned for you, but you still deeply love this person. So you might be choosing to leave this relationship even though you love this person, because you feel You feel the light of your soul, you feel the call of your soul. You know that on a deep cellular level that this relationship is not actually serving you. So you choose to leave this. In this separation process, you're going to experience immense grief because you are leaving something that you love and you can't see what's ahead of you yet. So you've just put yourself in that in-between. This is when our soul and our angelic consciousness really begins to birth. If in this moment of your death and rebirth cycle, whatever that is, I'm just using the example of a relationship, if you can hold yourself in this moment of the not knowing, if you can hold yourself and come into deep love and compassion for yourself in these deep emotions of grief or turmoil, of letting go, before knowing what's ahead of you, before knowing what other person is going to appear, before knowing what beautiful gifts are going to come out of this, just holding yourself in that space of the unknown, this is where your angelic consciousness can really, really birth through you. Your light can come through. You just have to trust. So in these tower moments, if you're currently sitting in that in-between, I invite you to hold yourself in your heart, in your belly, to breathe very deeply and to connect with your own angelic consciousness of unconditional love, service, and fearlessness. So I'm just going to invite you to take a moment to breathe, just connect with your breath, close your eyes. And as you breathe, just taking your focus a little bit above your head. As you focus on that energy above your head, just saying, I call in my own angelic consciousness and any angels who love me unconditionally. As you breathe and connect with this consciousness, notice if you can sense any color, any light, any particular feeling just floating above your head. Taking a few deep breaths. When you feel ready, imagine the crown of your head gently opening and invite that light heart center. Taking some deep breaths and feeling this beautiful light, angelic energy of fearlessness, unconditional love, and service coming into your heart. As you feel this energy penetrating your heart, recognizing that you're not alone in whatever tower moment you're experiencing right now, in whatever death or rebirth cycle you're in right now, whether you're in the in-between, whether you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, whether you've just made a decision consciously or unconsciously to move into this cycle of death and rebirth, just opening that, feeling that angelic energy completely penetrating your being. Feeling that you're held, that you're not alone, and that in any situation there is always equal light to darkness. So for all the darkness you may feel within right now, knowing that there is equal or more light around and within your body and always available to you. You just have to open yourself to access and to feel and to accept this light. As you breathe, sending this angelic energy further through your whole body, sending it into your womb or into your hara, sending it wherever it needs to go in your body. Feeling it expanding through you, through every cell of your being, so strongly that it begins to emanate beyond your physical body and out into your field, out into your auric field beyond your physical body, breathing deeply. Feeling that angelic energy coming from above and within you, recognizing it as part of your own divinity, your own energy of unconditional love, service, and fearlessness. Taking 7 deep breaths to deeply feel and remember this angelic presence within and around you. And as you breathe, just recognizing you can come into this space anytime you need, in any time of deep grief, of deep letting go, of deep change, of death and rebirth cycles, which are always happening in any tumbling, towering, crumbling. There's always this deep angelic presence around and within you that you can activate in any moment. As you breathe, just really allowing yourself to remember that feeling. Gently opening your eyes, coming into presence. Thanking your angels and guides, thanking yourself. And just taking a moment to really sit with that feeling. Knowing that you can come back to this in any moment that you feel that crumbling, any deep process of emotional alchemy, of letting go, of grieving, of change. You're never alone, and you always have this energy within and around you. So what may seem right now like a deep time of grief or challenge or tower may really be, in fact, your angelic initiation. Sending you much love.